world.
Yeah,
I just sat here.
I just sat here and asked you questions.
How has it been since that episode, and how has like life been in Japan over the last year?
Oh man, you know, interestingly enough, and I hate to say it, it's been a little sad only because I really haven't gotten out of the house much, and like I can't figure out if it's because of the situation the world is in or because now I'm officially a workaholic. So I can't figure it out.
I think I know.
I think I know which is the answer
really?
to that one. If I had to
Say
take a
both,
guess.
just to distract you.
Yeah, it's probably just like a combination of both. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm also a workaholic, so I know it's the second one.
Oh man, outed in front of everyone. Oh, what can you do?
That's how it is, man. He's married.
I remember when Connor wasn't a workaholic, and then he discovered streaming, and then that was like the spare time that he had is now like dedicated to streaming.
It turns out when you don't really enjoy what you're making, it's really easy to like not do it. But when you enjoy it, it's like really hard to not do it.
Yeah,
Right.
It's kind of like a
Spitting bars, bro.
Yeah.
imagine enjoying your job.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I just thought a job was something you don't enjoy, but you do because you have to do it because everyone does it. That's what my perception of jobs was when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I worked at McDonald's for fuck's sake. You think I liked that? I hated that.
Want to know where I worked?
Where?
Where?
God?
Remind me.
Oh, maybe we can.
Remind me.
Cali, do you know where I worked before?
I think I do.
Remind me
I
again.
think I remember.
So I worked at the BBC before.
That's right.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, ABC now? Something like that.
You like that.
That's the American company.
Yeah, that's right.
You
yeah.
must have loved it because you never shut up about it.
No, I never shut up about it because I fucking hated it.
I don't bring up McDonald's every goddamn week. I love that the people repost clips of you from like years ago now talking about how you used to work at the BBC.
Yeah, before it was a meme. Before it was a meme.
On Gaunt's business card, it actually says, we used to work at the BBC.
Did it actually?
No, it didn't.
I'm like, I wouldn't put it past you to do that.
Ex-BBC employee.
Yeah.
No, it does. It did. For the record, he's just talking shit. It never
Certified
said that.
BBC employee.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
So yeah, like, so like, on the vein of that, do you properly see this as a job, or is it just something that you enjoy so much that it doesn't feel like a job and it's just so easy to do?
That's a really good question. I mean, you know, all before this, I was also working, for example, service jobs. There was never a point in my life where I wasn't working a job. It was usually a job I didn't like, but I was saving up money to go to Japan, you know? And even when I started doing scythe swinging lessons, that was also something that I had a hard time with. Every day, waking up and feeling like going to the same thing, it like wasn't satisfying to me. I think that there are plenty of people that can work desk jobs and office jobs that love it and have a great time. Or even if they don't love it, they're fine enough with it to go home and just have a drink and watch your favorite show. And that's perfectly fine.
I was under the impression that people just went to work and then they did it just so that they could like play games in the evening. That's what I thought jobs were when I was growing up.
Oh, I mean,
I think
for
that
some people,
I think there is jobs for most people.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
that I
Well,
know.
that's why then when I was like, you know, when I was doing YouTube and there was sometime I wasn't enjoying it. There was some parts I didn't enjoy. I was like, oh, this is normal. This is a normal job. But now I really like it. I'm addicted.
Yeah. Which is
For me, it like comes in waves, right? It depends on whether you're working, whether you enjoy what you're working on or not. Sometimes if you're really passionate about it, you know, it's just easy to do. And when you're not enjoying it, then it is a grind. You know, that's the sacrifice that we make for being in very lucky positions, you know?
super lucky.
Yeah.
But I will say it's okay to not have a passion. I just want to put that out there. It's
agree,
fine
I
to not
agree.
have one. I think it's perfectly fine to just do your job that you hopefully don't hate. If you hate, if you hate it, I think you should stop it. And find a job that you don't hate at the very least, and then go home and just do your hobby, do what makes you happy. I think that's great. But if you do have a passion, then I think it's nice to at least give it a try. To try to get it, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Unfortunately, as well, most of the time, hobbies or passions aren't monetizable. Passions,
and then, but when you do start to monetize it, it stops becoming your hobby.
Yeah, we spoke about this a ton. Right? Like it's you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because obviously you're surrounded in media, especially by people who are passionate about something because they're there. Right?
Yeah.
You don't get there by not being passionate. So I definitely agree that it does give you this false sense of everyone has to have a passion, right?
Right.
Like,
And
bro,
also,
it's cool.
I feel like I see a lot of interviews that say things like, from people, for example, like us, who have been very successful at what we do, I see a lot of people say over and over again, just go for your dream. You can do it if you really believe and work super hard. I know that I've said something like that in the past, but I want to very quickly correct myself.
Dreams are a lie.
Here's the thing.
Backpedal, 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 backpedal.
You need two things. You got to realize that you're taking a risk, you're making a gamble, because you need two things. You need to work hard and you need to be extremely lucky. And you need to have both of them. You can't just have one. You got to have both. But the problem is, if you don't work extremely hard, then there's no chance. There's no chance.
Yeah,
it'll ever
and
happen.
it's scary to take that chance in your life sometimes, because some people just don't have a safety net, and so like they fucking YOLO everything into this passion, and I'm just like, I couldn't fucking do that. Yeah, you know? like I respect anyone who has the guts to do that. Like for me, like I had to save up for like a year's worth of wages that I could live comfortably on before I was even comfortable quitting to try and do YouTube.
Yeah, it could have been 3 more videos.
Yeah, I know,
right? we may never know.
The 3 lost videos that God could have made in that year. I'm sorry, God.
But I think that even the fact that you had the balls to do that is quite admirable, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to, like, you know, get into either what we do or some kind of creative field that, you know, might have a year, 5 years, 10 years worth of savings, and they could just never take that first step forward.
Yeah.
You know? So I think just doing that, like, you know, for me, it's like I was still at school when I started this whole thing. So, you know, I had that safety net of like, well, if it doesn't work out, I'll just get my degree and get a fucking job.
It's also difficult, because I feel like when you're talking to other people who are successful in that particular field, you almost get this like, not survivor bias, but like everyone's done it.
Yeah.
So how do you get an actual view of the whole picture or the whole playing field if your only perspective is from talking to people who've made it? You know, so sometimes I think like, but then how can you can't go to someone like, hey, you've been trying this for 15 years and you just failed. Hey, can I talk to you for a moment? Can I just figure out what's going on? Like, you can't, you know.
Yeah. Remember that traumatic time where you tried to make it and you didn't?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
You know, like there's, you know, it's not always like that where people just do it forever. Like people give up for many reasons. Or people just stop. They don't necessarily give up, but you know, there's a lot of factors that come into play. But also I do think that sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm just talking to other people who have just made it too much, and I feel like I can't actually get a good perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and I think that we've just talked to enough people where you see certain patterns. Like everyone has a different path. Not everyone has exactly the same path, but you notice certain patterns that keep cropping up, and you're like, I kind of did that as well, and I'm just like, you know, because I thought that at the beginning there is nothing you can do to like guarantee success, and there is nothing you can do to guarantee success in our field, but there are certainly things you can do to increase your chances.
Yeah, true.
Right? And I feel like that just comes with knowledge, right? That just comes with just the trial and error, and just like what Cali's experienced, where you start off, you don't know what you're doing, and then eventually you do it enough, and then you're able to get the opportunity to see what works and what doesn't. And obviously we've all been very lucky, as you say, as Cali said, you need luck to succeed in this field.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But there are other things you can do that can increase your chances of success as well. So there's no guarantees, but there is ways, I think, that you can increase your chances.
What do you think you would be doing now if you weren't a Reaper? If it had never happened?
Man, you know, to be honest with you though, I genuinely, answering 100% honest, I'd still be trying.
Yeah.
I'd still be trying to make it with music.
Yeah, I believe it.
I would not, I just don't think I would have given up, because I don't know what else to do. See, that's the other thing, guys. If you got to recognize it's a gamble, so you better like it. You better really, really love it, so that even if you don't quote unquote pop off or succeed, you love like every second of doing it, I think is the most important. You know, like back when I first came on the podcast, I feel like I didn't fully grasp it yet. I was so kind of like, whoa, I'm suddenly doing really well, way better than I've ever been in my life. This is because I worked hard. I just worked super hard.
I remember you coming on and you were so like bright-eyed and you're just like so optimistic.
And now you're dead on the inside.
I mean, that's why I had to like step back for a minute though and correct myself and say I was a little conceited back then, wasn't fully aware of what I was doing. But of course, once you change your stance on something on the internet, you're a hypocrite. So that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, things can't change.
God forbid.
When did it like start to hit you of like, oh, this is what the life is like? Oh,
Let me see. That's another really good question. You guys got some bangers today.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Like interrogating.
I'm just genuinely curious.
The gears are grinding. Let me see. It must have been at the 1 million subscriber endurance stream. I think that was when it really hit me. Things are going to be extra different from now on. Wow. That was when we were really popping off, though. Everyone was exploding every single day with new subs and new members, and that was like the prime, and that was when it really hit me like, oh wow, this is the craziest thing I've ever done in my existence, and I'm extremely lucky. Wow. And that was kind of when I changed my stance on, you just need to work hard to get far in life. I realized, no, that's a little conceited to say that. It's not true. It's not real life.
Do you feel that, mentioning that, you said that there was like a big pop off and explosion. Do you feel like the scene has changed a bit? Of the way the viewers interact changed over the year? Because I feel like the peak of it is kind of, or like the hype peak, like the newness of it has kind of died down a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's okay to admit that it's kind of died down a lot, actually. The market is really saturated right now. This is me putting
you don't say. You don't say.
First time.
That's just the truth. That is the plain truth of it all. There are a lot of people interested in VTubing now. It has gotten really big. A lot of people have come in, and also a lot of people have left. A lot of people have tried it out for several months and realized it's not for them. All the power to them, good for them. But that's just kind of like how it's gone, that's how it goes with anything. You realize you're into something, you stick with it. You realize it's not your thing, you drop out, and that's cool. But that's why there's been a bit of like a wave, I think. And, everyone, I think a lot of people have, seen VTubers. They kind of know what they are, especially in like the anime sphere, I guess. And I feel like that's just how things go sometimes, the longevity of something. I hope that people continue doing this. I hope this keeps being something fun that everyone can enjoy.
I think VTubers are going to be around for like the future, because I feel like we've had our popularity peak, especially in the English community, and now it is much more saturated, and but I don't think it's like died down. I think it's more like it's just
Right.
It's plateaued. It's plateaued. That was the word I was looking for.
English language.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Did
you learn that from Duolingo?
People are coming up with new ideas every day and amazing new technology. Some of these, indie VTubers with 3D that they're doing is like mind-blowing stuff, and I think it's going to keep, evolving in its own way, and I'm really excited to see.
Do you ever feel like the pressure to have to keep up to like, keep relevant, as the YouTube, the word every YouTuber fucking loves?
Staying relevant. Oh man. I mean, I think that's a worry for everyone, and if they say it isn't, then they're lying straight to your face. It at least is a teeny tiny bit. Just a little bit, especially when it's your job. You do worry about things like that, but I feel like my interest in numbers drastically waned after I feel like a lot of the core fan base came in, and we still get new deadbeats all the time. Always very welcome and opening to them. But it's like I stopped caring as much about the number situation when I started to genuinely enjoy streaming and making music, as me.
Right.
Mori.
Is it ever like a frustrating when, because we're kind of in the same thing, but we're all like our own unique kind of channel and whatnot. Is it ever like a frustrating thing that, because you obviously all the VTubers come in as one package. It's like, this is the generation. How do you make sure that there's not this kind of weird sense of competition amongst fellow VTubers? Because you're all kind of the same thing, right? And you're you're not the same, but you're the same target audience, right? Joey talks about manga, not anime, and I might go and do something silly, right? Or I can't talk about Fate. It's totally different audience, even though we are kind of in the same market, right? With VTubing, I always wonder how do you like stop that from happening, like a competition like that?
It's hard for me to speak on behalf of the entire VTuber community.
Right.
As much as I support and love like the work of what indies are doing, I don't have enough energy in my life to go socialize with many outside of Holo, which I think is a shame, and I wish I could, but it's kind of difficult to do. So I can really only speak about what I've seen within Holo, but I just feel like somehow there was some kind of magic involved in the selection process where they chose people that we just don't really get extra jealous of each other. I mean,
That's good.
At least this is me saying from my perspective. I don't know what's going through the other's heads.
Force shaking their fists.
I can't speak on their behalf, but I can say from me, genuinely, the people that they chose, I look at them and I just want to see them succeed.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's
I feel like a part of me is questioning it, like, well, shouldn't you be wanting to be better than X and so? But I can't. I just can't parse that feeling. I just don't feel it. That is the truth. I mean, of course, there's me wanting to be my best, but I guess here's a good example I can give you from my past.
Sure.
I had my first really, really close friend ever was a friend that I met in middle school who was the new kid. She moved to my city. I had no friends in that school. It was not great, but this new kid came and she was drawing. She had a how to draw manga book.
Hell yeah.
And I had been trying to figure out, like, what is that art style called? Because I didn't know where to search for it. I was young. I had no idea. And so she explained it to me. She opened up the whole world to me and she let me borrow it. And that was when I started drawing. And I came to school the next day and people were like, wow, you can draw really well. You both are really good. Some people were saying, Cali, you're actually, you're maybe a little better. And I was like, no, that's not true. But that was the feeling that I got of, I can do something. I can do something and be good at it. And people are, looking at what I'm doing. And then of course, my friend was also like, oh, hell yeah, let's learn together. And we became friendly rivals in that, like, we were always kind of working alongside each other, drawing, and like, maybe you show your friend a picture you drew. Hey, this is my original character. Oh, cool, here's mine. And like, you're still friends, but like, there's this feeling of, I got to keep up with this person, And as I started being involved in more art communities, as I grew older and, met friends on the internet, etc., we all were still cool and friends with each other, but seeing others' hard work made us want to keep up. That kind of thing. So-and-so drew this well. I want to try doing that. Let me see how I can do. So it's not like an outright feeling of jealousy, but it's a feeling of wanting to like make yourself better to keep up, I guess. And it's like friendly competition, just in your
That's good.
Yeah.
That sounds very healthy.
Yeah. That's how it was for me personally. So no bad feelings.
That was a very good answer, dude.
That was the most wholesome answer.
Yeah.
I was like, waiting for the blood to be spilled. I was like, I'm kidding.
And then I stabbed her with the pen.
That's what happens.
Who's drawing now?
In a close group of friends, that kind of like healthy competition can form, I think.
Yeah.
Instead of like a wide group of people competing together like a death game. For example, death games on the mind. Sorry, guys. But
I was going to say back on the death games.
Back on the death games. But if it's like a small group of friends, it's really easy to foster like a healthy competition.
Yeah.
I think it's that like whole mentality that a lot of people still, struggle to understand of like, if one person succeeds, then, the rest can also come up.
Yeah.
Kind of mentality. And I feel that like, at least on like YouTube and stuff like that, and probably, in the VTuber community as well, where it's like, if one VTuber succeeds, then everyone in that same genre can also kind of rise up together as a community. And I feel though, especially like a lot of the smaller creators still don't quite understand that yet, I think, in my eyes, like where it's like, no, I need to be better than this person.
Well, normally the biggest channel in any genre is an indication of, the size you can get to.
The cap of
it's normally a good way. So, if someone at the top is blowing up, that's normally a good thing.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
more audience to trickle down.
Like I wouldn't have come back to YouTube if I didn't see Joey blowing up, because I thought I thought when I quit YouTube I'd like reach the ceiling.
I need my crown back.
I was the guinea pig for God. It's like, wow, he's made it far.
Yeah, because I was just like, I thought that I had reached the ceiling of anime content on YouTube, and at the time I had, because anime just wasn't as popular. So I'm just.
And then I was like, out of the way.
Yeah. I completed YouTube.
I came back for YouTube too.
The sequel, the long-awaited sequel.
You were saying, Cali.
Sorry, no, you're good. You're good. I was thinking, like, personally, I think the most healthy way to like compete in general, though, isn't to think about who you're gonna go past, but beating the you of yesterday. So inspirational. Hashtag wow. Really corny.
Just inspirational things.
Hashtag motivated.
Sounds like a scene out of Baki.
But
you're only as good as how many times you've had sex. That's Baki.
That's right. But I mean, if you think about it, though, it really, there is some truth to it. As long as you are doing better than your past self, as long as I'm doing better than past me, I feel good. Personally.
Yeah. I mean, it's very easy to compare yourself to others and then hold yourself to a certain standard.
Right.
We all want to be the Giga Chad, but we can't.
Yeah.
We can't.
Would you have like any advice to up and coming VTubers nowadays? Now that you've had like a year of experience, right?
You're the senpai now.
Yeah, you are the senpai now.
I am. Let's see. Maybe just I'll pass along some advice that my senpai had given to me. Never stop doing new things. Keep trying new stuff. And that's the only way to be, I think, is to keep pushing the boundaries and see what kind of wonderful stuff can come from this. I think that's my advice to you guys, just passing on what I've been told.
I mean, I'd say that's good advice for like any content creators, VTuber or not. Do you feel sometimes that you would have an easier time being like, say, an indie VTuber without having to like worry about management and things like that?
Oh, that's right. Well, you know, the way that I kind of view it is, there are restrictions, and for the most part, I get why they're in place. Right here, right now, with me as I am, I'm happy to kind of like work around things. For example, there are games that I can't always stream, and I can't do it at all, actually, and that's fine. A lot of them are ones that I like a lot. But at the end of the day, like I said, been trying to be more positive recently. So the way that I think about it is, you know what? Out of this list, I will choose the ones that I like, and I will have fun with them. And I think that's the best way to go about it, because, you know, life is long, for the most part.
Touch wood.
And you can do, you know, because of me, it's not as long as it could be. But however, you do a lot of things in your life, in your existence, you know, and what one life ends, one begins, etc. You know, that's how it was for me a long time ago. So you never know what the future will hold. But right now, with me as I am, just the Mori in front of you, I can find workarounds and ways to still have fun with the restrictions that are in place. And I think that that's kind of the attitude to have if you're going to go into this and join a big company like Hololive. You know, you just gotta kind of work with it, get over it. You know.
Was it something that you were expecting, the restrictions, or was it kind of a shock?
You know, I think in the beginning I thought that it would be a bit different. However, I don't think, like I mentioned before, none of us knew how big this was going to be. You know, and when that happens, things kind of change a bit.
Right, when there's more money involved, more people get involved.
Just imagine, just imagine.
Damn it, capitalism!
That's how business works, man.
Things blow up, you know.
Yeah, when stuff blows up, everyone wants to take credit for it.
Yeah.
That's how things.
Sake, Joey.
We live in a society.
We're trying to keep this politics free. Thank you very much.
Society.
You're right. Yeah, society.
Just try to stay positive, you know.
What are some of like the top ideas that you would want to do if you had no restrictions at all?
Oh man, it's mostly games, to be honest, that I think about, collabs that I'd want to do with people that just can't realistically happen. You know, and it's like there's not just like protest from my side, either from management, but also from people who watch me, and like I pay attention to that kind of stuff. I don't let it completely influence me, but like I do look at it and try to, you know, factor in as much as I can. So this is why I have like no energy, because there's so much going on in my brain, analyzing so much.
So you pay attention to what games the chat wants you to play?
I do, but that's because like I genuinely want like everyone to have a good time, and if I see the same thing happen over and over again, you know, it gets in my mind. But again, it goes back to the point where I said you can't. Every single nice thing that's said to you that's a critique is not necessarily going to help you or be helpful to you. So I just try to keep that in mind and stay open-minded the whole time. But it's mostly just games and collabs that I wish I could do that I kind of realistically can't. But it doesn't mean that they'll never ever happen ever in the history of ever. It's just not like this. You know? And I think that's fine, personally.
Thank you for letting Cali come back on.
Trash taste.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm happy to be here. I know
Appreciate
so many
it.
Trash taste. And I certainly am happy to be a guest here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Speaking of future, though, like what's in the future of Cali recently?
You know, there's a lot of ideas that I have, especially in terms of original song a month. That's still a thing that's happening. I've got a big collab song coming out with a fellow member of EN. I think I've talked about this. I don't know how much of this will be teased by the time that this comes out, but I hope you guys are looking forward to it. It is huge, and we're working with a huge producer, like the likes of which I never thought I'd be able to work with. So,
Khaled.
Could you imagine?
The guy who wrote the Pokemon rap.
Like, damn, valiant effort, Cali.
I'm excited to see what you guys
I'm very
got
excited to see
Yeah.
that.
I hope that you guys will enjoy it. We've been working really hard on it, and in general, I'm just trying to prepare for another big release someday, and also in my crystal ball, we've got a possibility of I'd really like to do a world tour someday.
Ooh.
You know,
that would be hype.
Yeah, that would be hype.
I mean, definitely at some point while I'm doing this, hopefully we will get a world tour. Fingers crossed.
The world needs to open up
towards it.
first before we can
Yeah,
have a world
exactly.
tour. Well, I say the world.
The world can't heal until Cali goes to every country. It's not possible.
The Grim Reaper has to heal you.
The healing has not been done yet, God. It hasn't happened.
Exactly. Leave it to me. Aside from that, though, in the more immediate future, we have Anime NYC happening on November 20th. November 20th. That's right. We have a booth there.
Jay Chad's like, yeah.
That's it. We have a booth happening.
It's nice to see that whiteboard being used for something other than like saying incest.
Yeah.
For once.
Like actual
Incredible.
information.
Yeah. Well, at Anime NYC, we have a booth, a holo booth, but at that same place, we have a collab popping off. I'm sure you guys have seen by now with Omocat, who is designing clothes for all of us in Holo EN Myth right now, and so that is extremely exciting. Because I've been a big fan of Omocat for years and years and years. It's like a dream collab.
Yeah, Omacat's like the OGs.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, really amazing work. And also the creator of Omori. I played that game on stream. It was a long stream.
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
One of my favorite endurance streams of all time. So yeah, I'm just really glad that we got to work with all of them, and yeah, it's just really cool. I'm excited for you guys to see the clothes. They're awesome. Please buy them. Please wear them. And go check out the booth. Yeah.
Sounds like you've got a lot of exciting things coming up.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Stacked schedule, TM.
Yeah, right.
Even now, there's still a lot of fun stuff going on, which is a relief that after a year, it's not like things are slowing down or anything. No, we've still got a lot going on, and you guys haven't seen everything that Myth or even EN has cooked up just yet, so stay tuned.
I have a feeling you'll continue to be very busy.
Yeah. It just seems like it's speeding up.
Yeah.
I was just like, maybe you'll
allows.
find some free time coming up. Oh, the world's opening back. Oh, well, fuck me, man.
Rip 6 hours.
Rip 6. It's like, where do I find time? Well, sleep's only like 6 hours. Like,
Can I work while I sleep?
I
I'm gonna figure that out.
Yeah. That's why you were talking in your sleep before, right?
Yeah.
You were planning your next moves.
Right, planning my next stream.
Why am I screaming in my sleep then, God? What's going on there?
Yeah, I guess before we end things off, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
You did give me shit about pizza crust last time.
Did.
So I got to ask.
Uh-huh.
Boneless chicken or in-bone chicken?
Boneless.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
what I'm talking about.
I'm done, guys. Thank you for coming to this episode of Trash
listen,
Taste.
It's just the most obvious.
I would shake your hand, but we're on a different virtual plane.
Exactly. I am in another dimension, so it's kind of rough, but
But congratulations.
Virtual high five for that one.
yeah.
Gon is now the 4th member of Trash Taste. Cali is now the 3rd member of Trash
Yay, glad
Taste.
to
I'm
be
going to
here,
ask this
guys.
every time a guest comes on. I'm going to find one fucking person who is on my side.
Tell me why boneless is better than
Yeah,
bone-in.
why do you like the boneless? Why it's better than bone-in?
Yeah,
Because
tell
the
me
bone's
why.
annoying.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't want to eat around the bone.
It's
plus
worth
you
the
eat-
taste, okay?
you
It's
eat
worth the
around
taste.
bone and you start to see all the little veins and like dark spots pop out. It's nasty. I don't want to eat the chicken anymore.
I think you should stop asking that question unless you want to get owned every episode.
I'm going to find a fellow brother or sister. So someone is going to come here and back me up, okay?
Someone out there.
One day, you know who you are. You're out there right now. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that time.
POV,
Man,
you're a
I'm gonna
clown.
go to him. He needs this. He needs this.
My God.
I'm no longer a VTuber fan now.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. No,
Friendship with VTuber over.
Listen, I'm sure there's a VTuber
Bone
out
chicken
there
is my
that
best friend now.
Listen,
Oh my God.
Go and eat your savage chicken.
I mean, I can eat bone in.
No, I can't. I just don't want to. I would prefer boneless because I'm not an animal.
You can eat bone in. It's not that much of an effort.
I can do it if I have to.
I can, yeah.
I don't like it. If I got like 50 wet wipes on hand, yeah, we can talk
Yeah,
about
sure.
doing it, but I don't want to.
Let's not start this. Well,
thanks so much for joining us.
Add another
Cali.
hour to the podcast. Of course. I'm always happy to come hang out with you guys, and it's been a blast.
Thank you very much for coming back on.
Yeah.
Of course. Anytime.
Of course, we shouldn't tell you this, but link in the description below to go check out Cali and all of her stuff. You guys already know.
Yeah,
about
come
it.
hang out
yeah.
if you'd like.
I gotta know, are we premiering this episode again? Are we doing a premiere?
We getting the super chats ready?
Oh, God.
It's time.
Super chat? We getting the super chat?
I completely forgot about that.
Let's premiere it. Let's
Yeah.
premiere it.
I guess we're premiering.
So throw your super chats right now.
This is the last chance.
Don't
Last super
tempt
chats
them.
in.
Don't tempt them.
Last
Don't
chance to
tempt
do it
them.
because the patrons are here now. Here they are.
Oh, don't tempt
That's how you
them,
know the
please.
episode is airing.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Look at them. They'll throw super chats. But hey, if you enjoyed the show,
Oh, you gotta say don't do it.
yeah, no,
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 don't
no,
give
no.
us money.
No, don't give
no,
us money.
don't
Don't give us
Yeah.
money.
No,
I mean,
my
either way,
least favorite color is red, so don't. I don't want to see it.
I
don't wanna see it at all.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate it, but there is a common theme, even when I'm in other streams. The more that they say no, don't, the more that people get real rambunctious and see it as a challenge.
Yes, please. I hate it. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Oh,
God.
God.
Is that a VTuber life hack I just heard right there?
Jeez.
I can't stand colors.
Just say no.
Disgusting. Just
I hate
say
money.
no.
I hate money.
But hey, if you like to support the show, then make sure to go over to
Don't
our
donate
Patreon.
to our Patreon.
Yeah.
Don't go to our Patreon. Look
wait
at
a
these
minute.
guys. Look at these patrons. You don't want to be one of these people,
know
okay?
if it'll work.
Okay, especially this guy. Don't be that guy.
This guy's a loyal supporter, but that, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
He doesn't throw a super chat. I love it. Just saying.
Can I see his name right here in the super chat? No.
I'm sorry. We're terrible people. I'm sorry. We're terrible. We don't deserve a show.
Yeah.
But if you would like to support the show, then make sure to go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also, follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify. And yeah, thanks for coming on, Cali.
Of course,
Yeah.
anytime. Thank you for having
It's
me.
been great just seeing you like grow in the last year.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
like
you.
been awesome seeing you just like fucking become really confident as a streamer and just a content creator in general. And now I feel like I remember the first time you coming on, it did feel like were very bright-eyed, you were very optimistic, and now I feel like we have a lot more in common.
Just a little more realistic, you know, a little more realistic.
I can tell. I could tell the exact moment when you stopped giving a fuck about what people thought and just like enjoy doing your own thing.
Hell yeah.
It's
That's
like,
a good sign. It's a good sign.
it's like a rite of passage as a content creator. And
I suppose
It's like, join
so.
us.
Yeah.
You've made it. Join us.
Well, the same could be said for you guys. You guys have definitely popped off as well. This new place is amazing.
oh yeah.
Thank you for inviting me to it.
I'm glad you didn't have to go over the trip hazard this time.
Right.
And we got to sit. You actually got to sit in the guest seat this time.
Yeah,
exactly.
Not like this corner, which was.
Technology is evolving.
Yeah, exactly. We've also evolved with the time. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's been this episode of Trash Taste. I hope you enjoyed the episode. See you guys next week.
I guess we say,
Bye-bye.
wait, we need to say peace, right?
Yeah, we got to say peace
Oh, yeah.
super loud. All right,
Okay.
ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1. Peace! Bye-bye.